And finally tonight, a somber anniversary for the EWTN family. On this day, 9 years ago, Mother Angelica died. Mother Angelica passed on Easter Sunday from natural causes. She was born Rita Antoinette Rizzo in Canton, Ohio. Her full religious name was Maria Angelica of the Annunciation. Mother Angelica was just a shortened version. And she founded a new monastery in Alabama, and to help support their work in the early days, the sisters sold fishing lures and roasted peanuts. For more, we turn to Father Joseph Mary Wolfe, chaplain for the Eternal Word television network. Father Joseph, you joined EWTN as an engineer just 4 years after the network was launched. What was your first encounter with Mother Angelica like?
Well, it was brief, but Matt Scalisi, who hired me for engineering, I worked in engineering for 2 years, he said, "Mother has a sense about these things. She thinks you're supposed to be here." And I had volunteered to work for nothing, which is kind of funny because Mother said to Matt, or Matt said that she found volunteers too unreliable, so she's going to pay you a salary.
Now, there are many priests and religious that attribute their vocation to an interaction with or listening to Mother. What inspired you to become the founding member of the men's community founded by Mother just a few years later, the Franciscan Missionaries of the Eternal Word?
Well, something had been stirring in me. I worked in the medical industry as an engineer for 5 years, came across EWTN, ended up working for Mother, and there was no men's community at the time. There were about 12 sisters and about 25 employees, and we're still using the garage studio, and one of my first jobs was to help wire the new studio for audio. But then in 1987, so I came January of 85, Mother announced she's beginning a men's community. And the Lord gave me a number of confirming signs that that's what he was calling me to do. And it's been quite an adventure, these 40 years watching the network grow to reach the whole world now.
Well, it's been 9 years since Mother Angelica's death. What were those last moments like?
It was quiet, and yet the sisters and the friars were gathered around her bed. In fact, we prayed the Divine Office and the Divine Mercy Chaplet around her bed. We knew that probably it was going to be soon. And, an interesting thing, Montse, is that Mother passed away on Easter Sunday during the great Jubilee year of mercy, the extraordinary Jubilee year of mercy that Pope Francis had proclaimed. And this year, her birthday is on April 20th, which is Easter Sunday, and the Jubilee year of hope. And so I sent an email to all the employees that this was Mother's message, mercy and hope, and this is what we are continuing to do. And I really believe the network is an instrument of God's mercy to the world at this time.
Absolutely. That's certainly something that Mother would want us to remember. And she does continue to speak to all of us through this legacy of EWTN. What enduring message would she want our audience to remember?
Well, she always signed, when people asked for her autograph, she always wrote, "Jesus loved you, loves you, !" Mother Angelica. And I think, again, that we're all called to be saints, that it's possible for us to be saints. And she would challenge us. One time we had visited with Sister Regina, who was the first Alabama vocation to join the monastery here. She had met Mother at 16 and joined at 18. And we saw her about a week before she died. And I said to Sister Regina, "Sister Regina, what would you say to the friars? What's your message for the friars?" She said, "You can do better." And then she laughed and she said, "This is what Mother always told us. You can be better." In other words, Mother was calling us to be more. And that's what really the season of Lent is, isn't it? Yes. We can be better. And with God's grace, we will be converted more deeply and be more faithful to the Lord.
What a blessing. Well, Father Joseph Mary Wolfe, chaplain for EWTN, thank you so much.
Good to be with you.